Welcome to Double D-Fense. I'm Liz.
And I'm Christine.
We're bringing you an all-female perspective on the NHL,
plus the PWHL, college hockey, and everything in between. Thank you for joining us.
It's a double day train. We'll listen to see talking hockey like it's 1994. Gonna win, I mean red tears. They live in decades-long drought. Podcast blazing loud hockey all out.
Hi, Christine.
Hello. I'm world traveling right now.
I was about to say, where are you right now?
Like, where's Christine today? I'm actually in Virginia City, Nevada. So hanging out. I flew went from LA to New York, and then flew out here like literally right after the game. Flew out here to hang out with friends, explore. Kind of a pre-planned trip that we had. So, but I'm still talking hockey up here. It's funny. Like one of my friends is like, I didn't know you did a podcast. And then someone else was like, oh, I remember we were talking about like so-and-so in hockey. So, I always like to, mix hockey in with everything, which guess what? It's the season. Everything's back. How are we feeling about it?
We are having a lot of roller coasters of emotions, considering we are only 2 games into the season. There's been a lot of roller coaster. I am mostly curious, though, to hear about what was opening night like at MSG. Obviously, the Rangers did not win that game. They did not even score in that game. I could tell the crowd was getting a little feisty. Obviously, playing Buffalo last night, there was a little bit of redemption. But let's start from the beginning. How was it?
Hey, so Tuesday was a really, really busy day. They had the blue carpet, so kind of flew by there. I know they organize it a little bit differently, so.
And I'm just going to stop you really quick. For those who don't know, what is the blue carpet?
The blue carpet is, they will lay out a little blue carpet on the side of MSG, and they bring in a couple of players to welcome all their fans. I know they have VIP fans that get a chance to kind of get a little more up close and personal with them. And they like model and walk their little blue carpets, just like a red carpet, a lot of, flashes, light bulb signatures, and they do that for a couple of players. The weather was great in New York, and so as it was last year too. So it was really fun, for that. It kept it busy. The game was later that night because they had 3 tailoring the games, so we were watching the Florida game start from the bar. So Molly Wees in New York, shout out to them. That's my home away from home, my cheers. I know everybody in the bar, it's great. So they had the game on, and it's funny how, everyone's booing Marchand, booing the Panthers. The whole bar is in on it. I'm like, it's just a great feeling. So yeah, they tailored the games. That's why the game was late. It was an 8:00 game. And real quick, I don't know if they had it on television, but the opening ceremony, so we all got shirts, which was really cute. So we celebrating the centennial year. And by the way, I sat in the wrong section for the whole first period. So I was like, hopefully I'll have a shirt when I get to my real seat. But it was great. They had a great, historical kind of opening, to the place. I'll throw it on Instagram because I did record it. And they had a nice, fantastic introduction to the players with the lights and everything. So hopefully, I don't know if you saw it. Did you see it on TV?
And I wanted to say ESPN had the game, the first game, and they were in studio with the ceremony going on in the background, but they weren't showing the ceremony. They were talking over it, and it was so frustrating. And I was sitting there going, why on earth can you not be showing this? So I did not see it. I would love to see your footage.
I have it. I videotaped it. So I'll send it. I'll share it for those who weren't able to see.
Yeah.
But it was fantastic. So, you have that little historical ceremony, things. Actually, earlier that day, they had a lot of the alumni open up the, Wall Street and ring the bell. So that was really nice. You had a couple of alumni players there at the game too. Henrik was there, of course. And And it was cute because they showed a lot of the old pictures of the players and everything as they were doing that. But it was a nice intro. And I'm telling you, these colors. I mean, I like that the lighter blue, this is more like, but the lighter blue of the retro jersey that they wore that game, and they lit it up like the whole arena with those colors. And I think I was texting you to see if you can see it on TV, because I mean, I love like those light blue colors. So it just works, and it's nice. It's refreshing. I do have a shirt, and so I did do a little shopping. Our friend Mike kind of wrote a book. The Centennial book is out. It's fantastic. Go buy it when you're at MSG. I'm bringing one home. It's 5.5 pound coffee table book, and so it's traveling with me, through states and everything. And I can't wait to kind of break it open and enjoy it, and see what it's all about. I did have a chance to kind of get a sneak peek of that, so that was really fun. But it was great to see all the people talking about like the frustration. The minute the puck drop, everyone, you and I were texting, and I'm like, oh my God, these people are already off the bat.
Okay, so I want to know. So from the beginning, when people were walking in, could you was there a sense of optimism, like new coach, new year, and then did it start to change, or was it was the crowd a little antsy from minute one?
Typically I ask the questions, and I was also trying to get a sense of who people like I was trying to see like who's going to score first. The majority of the people were expecting Mika, and he did come close, right? He came close a couple times on Tuesday, and they were like talking about redemption, just kind of showing what he could do, and capability. So like there was a lot of focus on that, and of course it didn't happen. But a lot of people, generally speaking, the fans are like, I'm hoping for a better year. We're hoping to do better. So it's that kind of wishy-washy optimism, but they're expecting the failure, but they're hoping for the best, And so they were complaining off the bat, So, I mean, I think two of my fun, like overhearing statements was, I'm hearing this guy like, oh my God, these guys are going to make me feel old or age me or whatever. He's behind me. And then from the other side, I heard some girl go, well, the defense should be helping them, right? It's like, yeah, I get it. That's the idea, and they were okay. But then when I went to my real seat, I sat down, and literally every time the Penguins got the puck, the guy next to me is like, oh no, to the point I looked at him, I'm like, you can't keep saying that. And he's like, he's so nervous. And I'm like, I'm going to be talking about you on my podcast. Just so you know, because he was cracking me up. So I'm like, dude, you chill. You're fine. I'm not doing anything, So overall, it was a flat game. And I think people just immediately fell into their regular complaining habits is kind of what I hear all around.
I mean, this team will do it to you. I was obviously not at the game, but following on social media and following on Twitter. And I'll be the first one to start complaining too. So I totally get it. Right. But yeah, the comments started to turn on the Rangers quite quickly, pretty early in the game. I think a lot of people were seeing remnants of last year, slow, no heart.
Oh, they had them ready to send.
Which one?
They like you can tell these guys all had those posts ready to send.
Oh yeah, ready to go. All the posts
like ready. Okay, ready. I'm gonna send it.
And there were some bright spots. Mika looked good. Shesterkin looked good. But it looked like they were still trying to finish out the preseason. Like they were nervous. They just were not getting it together.
Yeah, but also too, I don't know if you saw, but like Miller said, because they were coming off, Panarin and Miller were coming off a little preseason injury, and I think there was a statement after that where he wasn't 100%, so that played a little part in it because, as captain, there's going to be a lot of pressure on you too. So how is so again, I was there, so I wasn't getting the announcing. So how was that TV? Because we've got new people now. So how was that?
Okay, so I'll tell you because, again, being in LA and trying to figure out how to watch these games, quite challenging. ESPN had the game, so it was not Kenny yet. It wasn't Kenny and Dave yet. Kenny and Dave debuted last night in the game against, at least for me, on the game against Buffalo. And it was great. It was like listening to the radio. I would say Kenny's voice, it's not Sam and Joe. Yeah. It has that New York nostalgia feel that Sam and Joe had that I think a lot of other teams don't have because I'll tell you, after the Rangers game was over, I switched over to the Ducks because Ducks are going to be my B team this year because of
Rangers
Kreider.
2.0.
Oh my God. Half the time everybody was on the ice. I'm like, all of these guys were Rangers at one
I
point.
think they're all the same line, right?
Totally. Yeah, it was so funny. But, the announcing, there's just something a little bit annoying about the Ducks announcer. I can't put my finger on it, but I think Kenny and Dave did a great job. I think that, it felt so natural to the Rangers. Like, they know the teams, they know the names, like it's them. So I feel like it's going to be a good transition. Obviously there's a big Sam sized hole in our hearts and ears, but it was good.
Yeah. So, okay. So look, we're 2 games in, we're 50-50, and, we're kind of, in with the pack, like everything gets, fielded out, in the first week. I'm kind of surprised there are no games tonight. We are like 3 days in and we have a gameless Friday night.
I don't know why they scheduled it like that, but it's really strange. There were a ton of games and then no games and a ton of games and then no games. So the Rangers do go on to game 3 tomorrow back against Pittsburgh. So that will be fun.
They're undefeated. Pittsburgh's undefeated. Who knew? Because
with our coach.
Jeez. And I'm telling you, they didn't play well either, so that's where it gets a little disappointing because, it's not like either one of us came out playing stellar or showing anything, outstanding in game 1. It was just there. And that's what I was talking about. I expected, I don't know if they're saying preseason, this is what we want, this is what we're going to do. I expected them to come out, just really gung-ho, and I was disappointed that I didn't see that level, of, I wanted to see like just a little bit higher than what it was, just to kind of send a tone. And
so I don't know if you had a chance, because I know you've been traveling. I don't know if you had a chance to watch the game against Buffalo last night.
I watched the score.
They did all of the things that you wanted them to do in the first game. They came out guns blazing. They looked good. They looked smart. They played with intensity, and the score eventually was 4-0. So Shesterkin looked amazing. I mean, everything kind of worked last night. We'll see how it kind of settles out.
So Trocheck too went off, and I think they're saying they really couldn't disclose, or they didn't really know what happened, but he went off, and now we're kind of waiting for some update, on him to see if he'll be playing tomorrow or what the extent of that injury, is. So, we are coming in like, and I don't know how injured Miller was. So, now, but he's playing. So if you saw him kind of back to his normal self, like last night, that's good. So maybe they needed that, just that first game to feel it out, to kind of get their, their skates, and get steady. And so, but now, with Trocheck, I want to see how that is, and see if he's okay, if he's playing, and if not, like, is it going to already upset this dynamic flow that we want to kind of get into the rhythm of, like, right off the bat. So curious, we'll watch and see, how these first games go. Your season, your shot. The NFL season is rolling, and every touchdown can bring you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. From first touchdown scorer to anytime TD props or the thrill of live game betting, every snap is loaded with your opportunities. Go ahead and download your app for available lines and odds from DraftKings Sportsbook and get them for any of your favorite teams. New customers, this is for you. Bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, score over $200 of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN. That's code THPN to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Fees may apply in Illinois, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until cancels. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday ticket/terms limited time offer.
I'm hitting up some of the milestones. So Matthew Schaefer on the Islanders is like the youngest defenseman to score, like a goal in his first game. Like, so he scored, he's debuting. We're seeing these kids that we just kind of saw just a couple months ago at the draft, some of them entering into the NHL and doing that. I think Laba kind of being chosen over some of the other ones. Like, we've kind of seen some expectations that they wanted, to give Offman a chance. And that we have Laba now. So we're kind of watching that too. It's good that Lafreniere took that first goal. So, now we're going, let's just keep no injuries and kind of, see where, where we're going to be put, right when the holidays start. I kind of want to make sure we're up at the top there, for that.
Yeah. It was also kind of fun to watch over the last couple of days. Former New York Rangers start to find their footing. So we had Keandre Miller scoring
in the
6-3 victory by the Hurricanes, and then Philip Hedl also had a great game and wound up being named star of the game. I think he got 2 goals. So it's interesting to see what happens, and I think if that trend continues, that players, once they leave the Rangers, really start finding their footing, I think there'll be some heads rolling, but it'll depend on how this core group of Rangers do right now.
So another fun topic is how McDavid kind of signed only a 2-year contract at a really kind of a low rate, with the Oilers. And I think I was talking about, what that means? Well, somebody was saying I think he's got an expectation that they're going to win. And I'm like, no, because we're going to win. So that's not going to happen. But we're going to go kind of flip back to that conspiracy theory kind of episode we did over the summer. And I'm like, I know the reason why he did that 2 years. He's giving him the last chance, but then he's going to come to us. So, that time maybe we'll have on the cup and, he's going to want to kind of, fly off of that one.
I'm just going to say, if that is your logic, it means he's going to be winning the Stanley Cup as an Anaheim Duck in 2033. That's exactly my whole
right. Well, the best part is we'll be there.
Heard it here first. Ducks are winning the Stanley Cup in 2033. Mark it down. I'll go on draft.
That's great.
I'll find a future and bet on that.
So it's all good. I will say, so being there, I also hit the preseason game, which is really fun, to kind of see. I think everyone was kind of
What's
playing.
The vibe? I've never been to a preseason game. What's the vibe? Is it more low key? Are people just there to have a good time?
It changed a little bit because I was talking about, so preseason used to be everyone's getting their feet wet. They're kind of given, the prospects, that opportunity to shine and show themselves. And we've been watching them cut everybody along the way. And that's really what it was meant to do. But in the last couple of years, we've been talking about this too, where, I think some of these teams in previous years just played all their prospects. They didn't have any, regular player playing. And that's, it was a chance to kind of, play with each other, kind of get a feel. So they kind of changed that all. And now it seems like they're kind of bringing that back. You're seeing Panarin skating, you're seeing, and they're mixing guys. You have to do that to know. So, it's like watching the little, the tryouts. That's really what it is. And, and getting a feel for stuff. And that's why we kind of saw that passion where, at Offman, they keep bringing him up, and then they send him back. And so, how long are they going to do that for, So, but I think he's one of the top. So, he's right there at the Wolfpack. So I wouldn't be surprised, if they're going to, bring him up for something, because, we're going to go down for something. Someone's going out. And I think he's going to be on the top of that list. So, So we'll see. I mean, that's kind of how like Rempe and Edstrom kind of with the injury, they kind of came up and then they kept him, because they were performing. I know Edstrom didn't play a lot of the year last year with his injury, but he's back now. So then we have our big wigs. I'm seeing a little more screening in the front of the goalie with them, and I want to see more.
Yeah.
With those guys. So
they need to learn how to use their largeness for good. And you can see in Rempe, you can see how much faster and more sophisticated a skater he's gotten. Like he looks good. He's still like a little bit of a golden retriever on skates, but it's a marked improvement from last year.
Well, he also has a little bit more control because you saw like they did try to start a fight with him 3-on-1 on game 1, and he just stood there. He was like, like shoot. And so like that, like there's the control because now you kind of see where these guys are going to come out with him. So so we'll be watching that as well, to do that. And these two guys, like so Adam and Matt, like these are the fan favorites. They're coming out afterwards. So after preseason, I did have the chance to meet up and connect with Matt and Adam and Will too. So it's like,
I'm sorry, are you on a first name basis with Matt, Adam, and Will? Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm in my head. I am, yeah.
You're like, oh, I just hung out with Matt, Adam, and Will.
Of
like,
course.
Okay, Matt Rempe and Edstrom and Will Cooley. What? I have to hang out with you more in person.
I know. Come on, we'll find them all.
Oh man!
I remember years ago when I posted. A friend of mine was like, do you have family members that play hockey? And I'm like, I don't know any of these people. It's just fun, So, I mean, why not? Just roaming around and finding people. And it's New York. It's the best. So, along with the game and everything, always a shout out. I'm going to post pictures, the next couple of days too. So ran into a couple of our followers, which is really fun to see. So shout out to everybody that we ran into. And of course, all my wonderful friends. Some I spoke with and didn't have a chance to kind of catch up with because it was so chaotic. I was running around MSG that Thursday night, just meeting up with people and saying hi and doing stuff. And then the same on Tuesday, trying to enjoy, the game as well, so it's always fun, just catching up with people. It's been a year since I've been back there. So definitely going to come back and we'll try to hit more games. People were asking for you too, girls. So we have to go back and hit up a game or two and do it together, So we're looking for, for a great new season. Everybody that's got that, like, I hope mentality, throw that out the window. Just manifest all of it,
So no more hope. We have no more hope. We are just guaranteed.
Don't hope anything. It's going to happen. We got to be more firm with that. The wins are going to happen. We're going to stay in the top. We're going to make the playoffs. We're going to continue and get stronger and better. So, keep that going, even though there's going to be bumps in the road. It's going to happen, but literally anybody you talk to, they're like, well, I hope, it's a new season. It's a new day. Like, we'll see what happens, and I'm like, okay. I'm more into it. I'm like, no, Edmonton's not winning the Stanley Cup. We are. Let's do it. And history shows.
The eternal optimist. So I'm just looking ahead at the schedule. So we're up against the Penguins tomorrow, and then the schedule. Then the Capitals, the Oilers, the Maple Leafs, the Canadiens. So that's a little bit of a rough go, and the Rangers do go on the road quite a bit this month. So it's a tough way to kick off the season.
Yeah. Well, they did the Canadian thing early last year too. So, I think it sounds like the schedule might be screwed up, but it's the same as last year. I know they just messed us up, which we'll have to find Bettman and talk to him about this next time.
Yeah.
Gary.
Gary.
Are you out there?
I was going to say, yeah, just call Gary.
Gary,
I know you're on the first name basis with him. Well, on that note, we wanted to keep today kind of a quick welcome back to what is actually season 4 of Double D-Fense. We are going into season 4. Can you believe it? That's been so awesome, and we're very grateful to anybody who's listening or watching. We are so happy to have your support. We are excited for what's going to happen, all the fun things that we have planned for this season. We'll be getting together, I think, early next week to kind of look at the schedule and see what games we might be able to plan some watch parties for, either here in LA or potentially back in New York, or potentially another location around the country at some point. It'd be fun.
Absolutely. And also we're looking at, we're going to kind of gather some really good guests, for the season, to kind of surprise, be a little fun and a little different, and, and enjoy this season. So, through all the ups and downs and everybody complaining, I can't wait to get back on social media and check out some posts and have a little bit of fun with people. So I'm like, bottom line is we're back. The minute I sat at the game and heard the first complaint of the season, it felt like the summer just never existed, like we were just right back.
It's like never, yeah.
Doesn't it? So,
I love it.
So
I love it. Well, thank you, everybody, and we will be back. We will be back again quite soon.
Yay! Bye, guys.